Over the radio, they said the blue motor was smoking brakes, and there it is. Second DPU from the rear there, the fourth one back or pit. It looks like there might be, there was a railroad worker hanging off of there checking the brakes too. You see that with the orange vest on? Wow. I'll review it, but I saw some, could have swore I saw somebody working on that engine. I was hoping I'd catch this train. My friend, Big Boss Rail Fanner, he saw this out by his house this morning by Daggett in Barstow. Told me it was on the way. He saw it early this morning. Finally got here. All right. I can smell brakes. So I'm gonna have to look at those engines. I'm not sure what was going on with those. So one of them had smoking brakes. There's another two trains in front of us tied down. It was probably one of those conductors or engineers, one of the operating crews of one of those trains probably called this guy. See the blue units down there smoking brakes, and the engine operator said, uh-oh. I'll bet you there was somebody in the video. I'll check it. Train's on main track number 3, westbound. And we're at milepost 64.9 right here. Yeah, it was smoking all right. I thought they'd make that Santa Fe at first, and I looked back and I saw those two relics. Old Santa Fe coil car. See if they're talking about the brakes. Looks like something's weird with the top of that tank car too. Almost looked like it was on fire.
It'll have to be once he releases. He's got time until 14:15 right now.
That's weird. I'll have to recap that one and do a review. Seeing some crazy stuff going on there. This lady's a dispatcher. She works on Mondays. Hopefully this guy will untie. This guy's got an old Santa Fe. A very nice engine. I think the 6th unit back. It's a nice freight train also.
Unit S7091 West.
That's this train. I think that's this train that just went by. Let's see what they say. Sometimes you only hear half the conversation.
BNSF calling the dispatcher on train, Summit Radio.
F7091 West.
7484. Alright, signal indication over.
Just hoping they talk about the brakes.
Anybody else calling up?
7091 West, over.
7091 West, over.
We're stopping at the approach to Kingbrook. Got a report of a smoke on one of these scrap engines that we got on our concert stone.
engineer on the BNSF 7091 West, comply with stop indication, Kingbrook, over.
NSF 7091, engineer can't comply with stop indication at Kingbrook. If I can't get it fixed, I'm going to need the responder up.
Okay, let me know. I'll page the responder anyways.
Okay, we're down here at Oak Kingbrook Road.
Okay, right, BNSF calling, so dispatcher BNSF 5308 West, over.
So what's that cool about that is it,
Go ahead.
he told me exactly where he tied down. I can go check it out.
Engineer on the BNSF 5308 West, comply with stop indication at Cajon for reroute.
Engineer on the 5308, I can comply with the stop indication at Cajon, main 3 over.
Okay, so we're going to reroute you to 2. Look for your reroute when you get there.
All right, the train that just went by was on 3, I believe. They're rerouting this train that was heard on the radio to 2. So we should have another train coming shortly. We will wait for that. Well, at least they confirmed that the engine was smoking. Actually, I know where it's tied down to. I might drive down there. I probably should. It's kind of a dangerous place to film.
At our SJVR unit, SJVR 1825. Not sure if I'm supposed to report this to you, but had the responder come out. We had to cut out the brakes on that unit because they're sticking and smoking everywhere.
All right, real fans, they started talking about the smoking scrap engine again. I guess
Are these revenue moves or being used for something else? I think they're going to the scrapyard. They're getting dropped off at La Mirada, and I think they're going to the scrapyard. Those 3 units are boxcard. There's nothing in the cabs. All 3 units have been stripped. Okay. They're not showing up as locomotives.
BNSF calling, so dispatcher to BNSF 5192 West, over.
So, if he had to cut the hair out to get the brakes to release, that's fine. Okay, roger that. I just thought I'd report it. Make sure you'll... I'll get a note for you upset text.
All right, we'll add that to the video. So they got permission maybe to cut the brakes.
Remember how they wrecked that Metrolink unit down here a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
The same exact thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, stuff smells pretty fishy.
In Knoxville? Brakes out when they cut them out, that's when it derailed.
It torched the wheels because it got so hot because you couldn't actuate it. It effectively had 60 pounds of brake pressure. The things were probably glowing by the time they got down here.
Roger that. Yeah, these don't have any main reservoir or actuating lines or anything like that. It's just straight line.
I can't believe they're doing this still. I would surf it if I was you.
Well, I think we heard some privileged information there. I'm going to go ahead and post it.
That's a good release. Help in the clear.
There's a dispatcher lady. I think they're going to got a westbound coming here shortly. I don't know if I should go check the train that they're talking about, or I think I'm gonna go take a look at the one they're talking about. All right, you guys.
BNSF calling, so dispatcher to BNSF 5192 West, over.
Hope you like what you see. Please subscribe to the channel. We'll get back with you later. Take care.
Yeah, you guys good for main 3, over.
So much action. I hate to cut it off, but I gotta go. Later, guys. Love you. Bye-bye. Here's the engines that wouldn't die easy. We're putting up a fight. It's our scrap engines. They've been fighting it all the way down the pass. All right, you guys need to help me identify these, so take a good look, everybody. They said they were totally stripped. They're taking them for scrap. BUGX. Last trip of their lives. They've had their guts ripped out, their brains ripped out, but you saw by the previous videos, they fought it all the way down. And they're not done yet. And just to recap, we were up in the Cajon Pass earlier, up in Blue Cut, and we heard over the radio the operators of this train got a warning that one of their blue locomotives was smoking. That's where the story started. We waited for it to come, and we got it coming by a Blue Cut, and sure enough, it was smoking. There was a gentleman in the last locomotive with an orange vest on. Like he was leaning out trying to take a look at it. They got on the radio and they decided to shut it down in Keenbrook. They got a hold of a responder who advised them to cut that brake, cut those brakes. They talked about some other probably confidential stuff that we'll go ahead and put out there, and you can make up your own mind about all that. Previous incidents with brakes being left on. So we got some good juice. And then I went up to head to Keenbrook to try to watch what they were doing to it, and it was already moving. So I came down here to Vermont, waited and waited, and here she is, their baby in this guy along. I think they said they're taking it to La Mirada. That's on a previous video. Don't quote me on that. It was somewhere up in that area. Those locomotives, that's where they're going to. Their final resting place. La Mirada's probably about 40, 50 miles from here, maybe. Give or take. See you later, guys. Look like they were maybe working locomotives or short track locomotives. Silent Sam, thank you so much for giving me the update on the radio codes. I got my radio all tuned up today, and it really helped tremendously, especially with this train. I actually got a notification this morning from Big Boss Railfanner. Check out his page. He's out in the desert, and he told me this train was coming. So he gave me a heads up. Thank you so much. You're a good guy, man. I would have never known it. We would have never got this great story. Thank you, Big Boss. You're my buddy, man. Yeah, he's a gentleman. Check out his page. Yeah, when they called in those, we were talking to the responder. I guess that's a mechanic. They said those cars were basically just box cars, those engines, completely stripped. Looks like they had the glass and everything out of them. I didn't notice if that guy was still sitting in the last cab. Take a look and see if you see him. I'm going to call it a day after this. I didn't get a lot, but I got some good stuff. First on, last off. Last on, first off. There's a method to their madness. ET44C4. Tier 4. Evolution. Alright, you guys. The end of the story, the end of the line. I'm glad I could document it and put their lives to rest with some respect. Let's have a moment of silence. Oops, I forgot to tell her. Alright, I love you guys. Please subscribe to the channel, give us a big thumbs up, share with your friends, help us out on Patreon if you can. You'll find the link in any description. We have super thanks now if you want to throw us a quick bone for as little as $1.99. And you know what? We love you guys, and we will catch you on the next one. Take care. Thank you.